add you to the stage. Dark greetings, friend.
Dark greetings.
That'd be really helpful.
You can't actually hear me then. That's cool. That's cool.
Come again?
I just said you can't actually hear me then. So yeah.
Can now.
Dark greetings. Now that you can.
I would like to take a moment and issue a correction. So this is in fact the penultimate Vinland Saga stream. We mathed wrong.
Which I don't know how we both did. I mean,
I have no idea how we both did that, but we still have 3 episodes to go after this batch that we're currently talking about. So this is not actually the Vinland Saga stream finale.
This season,
my deepest apologies to anybody who is watching.
This season is 3 episodes longer than the previous season.
Yeah, my deepest apologies to anybody who is watching with like high hopes for us to talk about the finale, because that's not what's going to be happening.
Oh, that'll be next week.
That'll be next week. But we're back. We've got notes. Let's dive into it. So when we open back up at Ketil's farm, we've got everybody jonesing for battle. So, you know, kind of say, is that a JoJo shirt?
It sure is.
That's new.
It's from Golden Wind. The thing with JoJo is like every season's different, so you have season-specific shirts, but
incredible. Yeah. But yeah, Canute's arrival is imminent when we return to the farm.
Yes. So basically where we left off before.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to take a moment. When Leif is talking to Thorfinn about like what they're going to do, he's so right. Thorfinn really has changed so much.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, confirming that we did not get to see the actual reunion.
Big sad, but at least we had this nice moment between them. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, but it's made me so sad because like that was the thing that I was looking forward to for like a few weeks.
My deepest apologies. And I will say that Leif is a fucking real one for not abandoning Thorfinn and co. when things start to get even more hairy.
Well, I mean, he's not gonna give up something that he's been like trying for years to do, which is find Thorfinn.
This is very true.
Although I'd probably give up something like that if it meant dying. So.
Yeah, and he doesn't really seem too concerned by it, which is why he earns the title of real one.
Yeah. Yep.
But then, of course, Canute arrives, and right off the bat, I will say, those archers, fucking serious business. These are establishing right off the bat that these are the king's men, not just some ragtag band of farmers who happen to have a sword.
And we see Floki on the ship, so you know what my next note says.
Fuck that guy.
It says, fuck off as per usual, Floki.
Love that for you. Always hate to see him.
Every time I see him, I actually say it out loud. Oh, fuck you.
As you should.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
I will say, I dig the fit on Canute.
I don't know if I noticed.
He's got like a nice battle fit going on. I don't think it was anything we'd seen before.
Oh.
But I also could be wrong.
No, I just don't observe things.
And when Ketil's sort of army, I guess one would have to call it, when they started celebrating that, we're like 300 men strong and they only have 100. That's 100 Jomsvikings, though.
Bitch, it's not just about quantity.
Yeah, no, it is very much a game of quality here, because those are 100 of the most brutal, ruthless fighters that one can pay money for.
Yeah, no, and they're just like so proud of themselves, like, oh, there's more of us, and it's like, okay, basic math, but
here's something I was kind of confused by and sort of still am. I don't understand why Snake is so determined to stay. He's always seemed like a very like fair weather friend type of dude.
I I still feel like he's got that like that thing about honor.
Yeah, he does.
But also, I think because they've been hinting at something horrific in his past,
Mm-hmm.
and I wonder if he did do something before, like run away, that he's
Yeah,
ashamed of, so he's trying to like compensate for that.
this is a possibility. Um, Oh, and we finally get an interesting bit of context to the like Iron Fist Kettle story. So that is a person that does exist. It is not the
Yeah.
person that we know.
Yeah, I assumed he had just made it up entirely
No,
because
he
like
stole somebody else. There was someone else named Kettle who genuinely did earn that name by like beating a bear to death with his fists.
man, cool to meet that guy.
Yeah, really. And Kettle was just like, you know what? I can definitely use that name to my advantage. Because who's gonna? It's there's no internet and shit. People don't know anything.
I definitely see it as one of those situations where somebody like assumed he was that Kettle, and he just didn't correct them,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just kind of took off from there.
Also a possibility. But yeah, because for a second I was so confused. I was like, wait a second. I thought this was a lie. And then it's like, oh, wait, yes, it is. It's straight up just the wrong guy.
Yep, that makes a lot more sense. Canute is such a cold bitch now, by the way.
He really is. I still kind of like him.
I don't.
That's fair. And I guess Snake's little story sort of explains that, like, it's an honor thing for him to some degree.
Yeah.
But I was still kind of like, I don't know if I would be that honor bound, bestie.
But how many times do different people in this series say something along the lines of honor is more important than life?
Frequently.
Yeah. I think someone literally said that like verbatim in one of these episodes.
I'm pretty sure it was Thorgil.
Yep.
But as soon as like in that moment right before like the battle begins, I was like, oh fuck, this is gonna get bloody. And boy, was I right.
Well, yeah, you get a bunch of farmers and slaves and hand them basic weapons and put them up against some Yams Vikings.
Yeah, put them up against like the fucking SEAL Team 6.
Viking Team 6, whatever.
There we go. Thorgil is fucking ruthless.
Yeah, like literally hundreds of people. He's like, yeah, that'll be a good distraction.
I mean, it's not bad strategy. Somebody did make a comment about how Thorgil is actually like a brilliant tactician, and I like.
Yeah, I believe that was Snake. Yeah.
Sure, honestly, he's not wrong.
But I wouldn't call it brilliant. Just like, oh yeah, they're gonna have their hands full killing all these people. What can I use that time for?
Yeah, it's not like that hard, but
yeah, that's
decent strategy. Battle is indeed a very good distraction, and it's a good distraction for some other folks as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hot layer. Like, where was I going? Just looking at my notes. Battle is a good distraction. Oh yeah, so good moment for everyone else to make their escape.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Take advantage. Strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah,
that type of shit. That's where I think I was going. Good job, Bridget.
I'm so bummed that Pater was fighting.
That did make me sad. He didn't deserve that.
Which I don't know that they ever showed what happened to him, unless I missed it.
I don't think they did.
Okay. I'll hold out hope.
I will hold out hope as well. I gotta say though, Leaf, why he seriously still paid? What the fuck was that about?
There's not gonna be.
Why would you do that?
That's Leif is a good guy to a fault.
Yeah, he really is.
Because it's like there's being a good person and there's also being a rational person. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be alive to get that money.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit. And oh god, the end of this episode and the next episode in particular is fucking dark. But the end of this episode, we start getting into it a little bit when we sort of go into Arnhide's mind for a moment and see that she is seeing Hjalti, Garter, and as yet unborn child.
Yeah, which obviously that automatically means she's dying, because that's exactly what Garter did before he died. And then also she's seeing the baby. It's like, well, the baby's clearly already dead.
Yeah, which, God. Because one of my notes was like, because I was thinking like, oh, this is like a near death, like she could be having a near death experience, like, oh, she almost dies. We'll get to that. But that's what I wrote down at the time, because my next note literally just says, fuck, is she gonna make it? I
won't spoil it for you.
I pretend I do not see it. But the battle sequence that we do get with the Jomsvikings is brutal as ever. They haven't lost their spark.
Yeah, and I feel like there's something wrong with me, but hello,
UFO Bigfoot.
Howdy.
I'm honored.
So I feel like this should make me feel bad about myself, but my very next note just says, "Yay, brutal battle."
I love that for you. Quick disclaimer to you, UFO Bigfoot. We're talking about the episodes 20 or 19 through 21 of the second season of the anime Vinland Saga. So spoiler policy is in effect for you, and reverse spoiler policy for us. If you've seen this show and finished it, please don't tell us what happens in the last 3 episodes of season 2. We would appreciate that.
Yep.
So we have a spoiler policy and a reverse spoiler policy. Anyway, but yeah, just hacking off limbs, chopping off heads, blood everywhere.
I can't help it. I love it.
I love and I like the complexity, like that they choose really complex, like physical actions to like choreograph and animate rather than just being like, oh, we'll like you could take the easy way out from a like labor-intensive animation standpoint and just show like swords clashing together and like, you know, maybe a fist connecting or something like that. But they go all out and give you these insane these absolutely like brutal, insane battle sequences. And like, as much as it is horrendously violent, it is also incredibly entertaining to watch.
Yeah, no, I think it's super cool. Just really well done.
Yeah, extremely well done. I dig Canute's like battle helm. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, he has like a second pair of eyes almost.
I'm here for it. And then the end of this episode, whoo boy, Thorgil's got the drop on Canute.
Which it's, first of all, surprisingly brave of Olmar to even try to go with Thorgil.
Yeah, to attempt at all.
Yeah, but also, secondly, what could he have possibly done even if he made it there?
Jack shit.
He wasn't gonna do anything.
No, he wasn't gonna do. He's not gonna do anything.
Like, what was the point? Like, props to him for trying at least, I guess. But he failed, and even if he succeeded, he would have failed.
Yeah, pretty much. But man, what a way to end an episode. I would have been pissed if I had to wait a week.
Yeah, I feel bad about a lot of these episodes.
Which I do feel about the end of this. So I'm getting that like live watching experience a little bit.
Yeah.
But did we get to all of your points for episode 19? Yes. Because we got to all of mine.
Yep, got them all checked off.
I feel like I don't have as many notes for episode 20 and 21 because I think they get kind of introspective again. Like, this was a very like plot progressing episode. Like, a lot of things happened.
Yeah.
At the opening of episode 20, I was impressed that Snake could hold his own against several of the Jomsvikings. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I was surprised that Fox got that scared that he physically couldn't move. Like, I thought he was supposed to be some badass.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, perhaps to a degree, but I would be afraid if I saw 100 of the like most skilled warriors available charging at me.
Yeah, but I thought we don't know anything about their past, but I thought he was supposed to be some major badass who just did something terrible, and that's why he had to go into hiding and take on a pseudonym.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get to that. Maybe we won't.
Yeah.
See, I wrote down Rip Kettle.
Yeah, I wrote
that didn't wind up being true.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Which I was a little suspicious because you don't actually see him get hit with the sword.
Yeah.
You see the sword swing and
this
you see
isn't necessarily one of those shows where it's like, you need to see a body because we're not in the business. Like, it's a historical drama. We're not in the business of like bringing people back from the dead or like, you know, having some ridiculous technology that like revived characters or whatever, like with a different flavor of anime series.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't immediately like, oh, there's no way. Like, we didn't see a body. There's no way he could possibly be dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, weren't like, you're not like primed to think that way with a show like this.
No, but I also think that oftentimes, unless I actually see a character like get dead, like there is confirmation of it, I always think that there's a little, you know, like until they're like, oh, they actually just buried that person. Okay, they're really dead. Like,
understandable. See, I was right about this. I wrote down there's no way Thorgil really takes him out, and he doesn't.
But they ask him where he came
close though.
Yeah, they ask him where he came from, and he said, "I've come from the underworld."
It's pretty badass. I'll give him that.
I literally wrote, "I've come from the underworld." Badass.
I mean, and you know, as far as they know, he might as well have.
And then Wolf gets really pissed at Thorgil. He's like, for disrespecting the king. And it's like, dude, he's trying to kill him.
Yeah, he's trying to murder him. We have bigger problems on our hands than disrespect.
Yeah. And then they find out someone tried to kill the king, and was it Snake said, is it Thorgil? It's like, bitch, of course it was Thorgil.
Of course it was fucking Thorgil.
Who else could it possibly be?
Wolf and Thorgil start fighting. I gotta say, not even flinching as your eyes gouged out. God damn.
No, thank you.
No, thank you indeed. But I think this is the first time we hit that MFer in this show.
Yeah, it did feel a little weird, and I didn't really think about why.
It felt a little like we got a couple F-bombs this batch of episodes, and they felt earned, but I was like, oh, we're swearing. That's some serious business here. Because, again, this show really isn't... They don't swear a ton.
Yeah, but it's also interesting, too, because if you look at the captions, the subtitles, I don't believe they did swear.
Oh.
I think that might have been just matching the mouth movements or, like, you know, the reinterpretation for U.S. audiences.
Yeah, which, fair enough.
Bitches love swearing. It's like, you're right, asshole.
Yeah. I was very surprised to learn that Kettle was not killed.
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought that was the end of that because I feel like they're pretty big on unceremoniously killing characters and then just kind of moving on.
They really kind of are, but I feel like this is probably going to be the last we hear of him. Like, I think his relevance to the plot is rapidly coming to a close.
Yeah, kind of moving on without him.
Mm-hmm. Which, like, whatever. Not that I cared all that much.
No, I lost all respect for him.
Oh, 100%. As soon as the whole fucking incident with Arnheid went down, done.
Yeah, which
none of that shit.
If you go back to some of our earliest streams for this season, it was like, oh, he seems like he's kind of a nice dude for someone who owns slaves. We were like saying all nice things about him. Imagine somebody who had watched the full
rescinding all of that,
like hearing us say nice things about Kettle, not knowing what's coming. No, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy big time. Oh fuck, this gets depressing.
Sure does.
Sure fucking. And this is why I don't have a lot of notes for this episode, because it gets to a certain point and you stop for a very long time to sit with some very uncomfortable emotions.
Yeah. Yeah, because
they draw it out.
She dies.
Yeah, she does. Arnheid does in fact die, which we fucking hate to see. She did not deserve that.
Yeah, which I didn't expect them to actually have her die. But also, Einar never told her.
I know.
Like, by the time he said it out loud, she was unconscious. She was gone. Thorfinn was already trying to do CPR on her. I forgot to tell her that he loved her. And I honestly don't think she knew. I think she was oblivious.
No, I do think she was oblivious, which is, makes it hurt more.
Yeah, he should have told her sooner. That's on him.
He 100% should have told her sooner, but also I understand that some things came up.
That's a way of putting it.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. They just, again, they really take their time with it. They wring out all the emotion from you that they possibly can, which, like, on the one hand, kudos, that's good storytelling. On the other hand, ow.
Yeah. No, it's funny how, well, not funny. Interesting how these are really just drawings, and yet, like, the emotion that you get out of their faces.
And yet I heard.
Yeah, but, like, the way they animated, like, Einar's face and stuff, like you feel it.
Yeah,
like, that's
you
drawing,
really
but it's
do.
hurting me.
Mm-hmm.
I see his pain.
Oh, when he clocked Thorfinn in the face.
But then
he gets it thrown back at him immediately, which he kind of did. The man was about to go out of control, but
right back. Yeah, Einar just did it out of anger. Thorfinn did it out of necessity.
Mm-hmm. At the end of this episode, I will say, and I'm still kind of confused about that because we haven't gotten to this point. Like, we cut off before we get to the conclusion of this. What the hell does Thorfinn think he's going to gain by talking to Canute?
I don't know. Like, do you think he's somehow going to reason with him, and Canute will be like, "You're right, dude. We're leaving." Like,
yeah, I don't know about that. I really don't, buddy.
Which, again,
we still haven't gotten to that point by the end of the next episode, so we're hanging in the balance.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he thinks they'll find a way to, like, compromise.
Maybe. I mean, I don't see it happening, but maybe that's what he thinks.
Yeah, that might be what he thinks, yeah. But I don't remember. I only have one more note on this episode, and I don't remember what prompted it, but wondering if Iceland even feels like home to him at this point.
Oh, yeah. Leif was saying to Einar, or not to, or he was saying that, like, he has to bring him back home.
Yeah.
Or, like, his kind of mission. Which, like, he hasn't been there since he was 6. He's, what, like, 20-something now?
Yeah, he hasn't been there in, like, almost, 15, 20 years-ish, somewhere in that range.
It's I'm sure he remembers just about nothing.
Yeah, well, he at least remembers the stories Leif used to tell him, so there's that.
There is that.
But, like, that's probably about it. Like, I wonder if the last time you saw your mother and sister was that young, if you would even be able to remember their faces.
Probably not, which is, like, just another super fucked up thing about Thorfinn's life.
Yeah. So it's interesting that he said that he's going to go home, though. I mean, so
I don't know if there's going to be much waiting for him there, to be completely honest with you.
What, you think something happened to the village?
Not necessarily something. I mean, I think they was already saying, like, his mother wasn't in good health when he was a kid. I would not be surprised if he turns back up and she's dead. And
his sister's definitely married by now.
Yeah, his sister's definitely married by now. So God knows if she's even in the same village.
He's probably an uncle.
Very possible. So I don't know how much, like, is really waiting for him back in Iceland.
Dudes were trying to propose to her before he even left.
Yeah.
She definitely has kids by now.
Oh, 100%. Do we have anything else to say about episode 20? This was the one where I had the fewest notes. I have a couple more for 21.
Nope, that was all of mine.
Love it. So we open with Canute is still haunted by King Swain, which, by the way, it's giving Shakespeare.
Yeah.
It's giving Macbeth. It's giving Hamlet.
I had a note from last week that I didn't bring up, and I just completely forgot, and I saw it when I opened up the app today in relation to that.
Which is?
I think he has syphilis. His brain is just Swiss cheese, and that's why he's hallucinating.
What, Canute? I mean, it's possible. It's possible that a lot of people had a lot of problems going on.
Yeah, I opened up my ongoing note, and the first thing I see is, "Do you think he has syphilis?" And I was like, "What the heck did I mean by that?" And I remember.
Very cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's giving Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Yep. And speaking of people being haunted by their actions and the things that they have seen / are seeing, Omar.
Yeah.
Rightfully haunted by his first kill and rightfully horrified by everything that he has seen and is seeing.
Oh yeah, he's getting destroyed.
Yeah, just
like whatever,
totally broken down.
Whatever shred of bravery he had is just gone.
Non-existent.
But like, it's like on one hand I get it, but on the other hand, it's like this girl that you're sort of in a relationship with is like going through it, and you can't even like go to her. Instead, just look on horror. I don't know. It's hard to say how I'd be in the same situation, but
yeah, who knows? I have never been, nor will I ever be, a Viking, so I'm glad that none of this is shit that I have to worry about.
War in general. I'm like,
gotta steer clear of that.
Yeah.
But they're really having Omar make decisions here. I cannot think of a worse person to be in charge at a critical moment than Omar.
Well, because it's like Thorgil tries to make the choice, but you also don't want him making the choice because it's always going to be the same choice.
Yeah, I mean, he's a ruthless barbarian.
But at the same time, it's like, well, obviously, Ketil can't make the choice. And as soon as Guy was like, "Oh yeah, he's already chosen an I was like, "Don't you fucking tell me." And then as soon as we see Omar's like pathetic looking face, I just immediately picked up my phone and wrote "haha" over and over and over in all caps.
I will say though that Omar is right about surrendering.
Yeah, because like there's nothing to be gained.
No, not at all. It's like only solely an honor game at that point, and he doesn't fucking care about that anymore.
These are your choices. Lose the farm or lose the farm and hundreds more people.
Yeah, essentially.
I don't think that's much of a
fuck it, I'll lose the farm. I don't want to, but
yeah, and you know what? I don't care about all that honor stuff to the extent that they do. I would have just like run away.
I mean, again, I am not, nor will I ever be, a Viking, so this is not something that concerns me whatsoever.
Yeah, no, I would have just left. I would have survived. All my people would have survived, and I like lost the farm.
I like that Omar realizes how much he sucks, though.
Yeah, you know what?
That was cool.
I am starting to feel like a tinge of respect for him because I think he has grown. Like
he has,
like he became a man,
but I still don't like him.
Because, but now he recognizes like what an idiot he has been, right? He realizes the reality of the world.
Yeah, that is something.
And I think he will be a different person going forward.
Yeah, if we wind up seeing that much of him.
Yeah.
I think we might be leaving the farm, but
yeah, I think he's done with this idea that he wants to be a warrior, and I think
he knows this is not what he wants now.
He's done with all of this false bravado and all those things. But I wonder where Thorgil is running off to when he leaves.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I would love this is one of those situations where I'm like, what genuinely, what does he think he's gonna do in this situation? Like, what's the plan here? Hi, Nyx.
She says purr.
Love that. But we have Thorfinn. He shows up to Canute's camp, and when Canute hears his name, hears that someone's out there saying that they are, Thorfinn, son of Thor's, he remembers who he is.
Oh yeah, that wasn't even a question because he's touches the scar on his face, like he knows.
He knows exactly who he's dealing with. I was very confused as to what Einar thought he was going to do.
Stop Thorfinn. Tell him, convince him to leave, I guess. I don't know.
He's not an easily convinced individual.
He really isn't. In all the ways that he has grown, stubbornness is...
Yeah, that's still there, and I don't think that one's ever going away.
Nope. Although I'm surprised, like, why wouldn't Canute want to see Thorfinn?
Yeah, that kind of shocked me too. I was like, what? I don't think he stands to lose. Like, he doesn't stand to lose anything by talking to him, or at least I can't think of anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, they have this shared history that, if nothing else, be interested. I'd be interested to see what became of this person.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But also, I don't know, maybe Canute knows that he sort of has like a soft spot for Thorfinn, because he was one of the people that started like bringing him out of his shell early on, right? Like he affected him in ways that nobody else could. So maybe he's like genuinely afraid of Thorfinn's ability to kind of influence him.
Yeah. When you put it that way, that does kind of make sense.
Yeah, that's all I got.
But and we leave off with Thorfinn has to withstand 100 hits from, I don't remember the other, they called him like the bear killer or something, and he had that 3-pronged scar over his eye. So like someone who's serious business, let's put it that way. He has to withstand 100 hits from somebody who is very serious business in order to be granted an audience with King Canute. I'm gonna guess that he can.
Because he's Thorfinn.
And that's where the episode cuts off.
Yeah. So it's like, that's an annoying place to end. I think his name's Got.
Annoying.
Like G-O-T-D, Got.
But, yeah, where do we think things are headed?
It's like, did I miss any notes? It's nice that they tried to match up body parts. That's from the beginning of the episode.
Oh yeah, that's kind of nice of them too.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say I think Thorfinn and Canute have to actually talk, but I don't know because I feel like this.
I feel like it would be a waste narratively if they didn't.
Yeah, but I feel like they miss a lot of those opportunities though. Because I feel like there are so many ways that my expectations have been defied. Like, I thought there was going to be this, like, amazing reunion between Thorfinn and Leif. Like, all these kinds of things that
and we did kind of gloss over that.
Yeah. All these things that you would typically expect don't seem to happen. So, I don't feel that confident.
I mean, I want it to happen. I think it's going to happen, but I can see your argument.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and predict that, I guess. And I think that they got to have some sort of conversation, what that's about or how it affects anything.
Yeah, I think we're done with the farm.
Yes.
And I'm kind of wondering if Snake is going to stay with Thorfinn and Einar.
Interesting. I could sort of see that.
Because he doesn't seem to really have anywhere else to be at the moment.
No, well, and he basically says that early on, that when he got to the farm and realized this was not the kettle that he was looking for, he stayed anyway because he had nowhere else to go and nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So if that's over.
Yeah. I could see him. I could definitely see him moving on in that direction, I think.
So perhaps then when all this is over, they go to Iceland together, but then they take off to find Vinland.
Very possible.
As a posse, as a group.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if like this is our core group finally kind of coalescing, because I thought Arnheid was part of that for a second, but wrong there.
Yeah, I don't know that I thought about her as a core group member, and I think it was because she seemed too nice
Mm,
and too kind of like meek in a lot of ways, you know?
I suppose.
I just don't think that's a personality type that lasts long in this world.
When you put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think she was going to die like she did, but yeah. But I could see Snake, Thorfinn, Einar, Leif, because Leif possibly knows where it is.
This is very true.
Even though he's an old guy, he can be like the guide.
Navigator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really know if I have anything. I'm expecting at least one more big battle or confrontation between somebody or some parties before the end of this season. I just don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this whole situation at the end hasn't been resolved yet, right?
No,
Thorfinn's
not even a little bit.
He's about to get punched in the face 100 times, and we also know that Snake and Olmar are on their way up there to surrender.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all going to converge. So, like, will it just be we surrender and then I guess they arrest Olmar? Because they said to arrest every member of the family.
Yeah.
Or does he just get exiled? I don't know. But so hopefully that would put an end to the fighting. But I could also see there just being some misunderstanding or some dude just being a dude.
Yeah, I can definitely see the Viking honor code getting in the way of negotiations here.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I will make a confession.
Do tell.
I did let it play at the end of this episode just for a few minutes because it was killing me.
You bitch.
It's the only time I've ever done it.
Rude.
They cut off right before he gets punched in the face. Like,
and I didn't. I resisted because I'm a good girl.
But it doesn't matter because I'm pretending I don't know, and I didn't watch that far in. So
I'll allow it this once.
Nothing I said has been influenced by what I saw in the next episode.
I'll allow it this once.
Because I didn't really learn anything. Like, I didn't watch it far enough to learn anything.
Okay, noted.
Yeah. But
all right.
But I confessed. Isn't that something? I could have just not said anything.
Yeah, I guess it is.
It's like, if I just don't pick up the remote, it'll just keep going and then I'll know.
Also, just I've been watching a lot of anime today, and I gotta say, switching from Ouran High School Host Club to this, whiplash.
Yeah, they're like opposite ends of the spectrum.
Very opposite ends of the anime spectrum.
Yeah.
Well, but hey, doesn't that show what a selection you have to choose from?
Yes. Yes,
just
I have also watched
things covered by anime.
I have also watched lots of Ouran High School Host Club today.
Did you finish?
I only have one episode left.
Nice. I think I'm on like episode 19 or 20.
And now I'm thinking about reading the manga. Because apparently there's a lot that happens in the manga that's not in the anime.
So I've heard. I've seen a box set for sale at Newbury Comics before.
Yeah, I was looking at the box set today. The one that's like in the package. Like the little Velcro.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see myself reading that at some point.
Yeah.
Aren't they always? Is that not always the case with manga box sets?
But there's also the issue of like, where do I put it? Because my other manga box sets are taking up all the space. And because I keep buying every new volume of Chainsaw Man, like, who knows when that's going to stop? It's taking over my home. I just got the most recent one 2 days ago.
I'm so behind on Chainsaw Man.
It just came out.
But
one of my local libraries has all 18 volumes of Ouran, so I might just go and...
Yes, hell yes. Support your local library. Yeah. We love to see it.
Plus, it's like they're... you can get, like, blow through a manga volume pretty quickly, so I could just hang out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. That's not a bad idea, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Like, I know this isn't it like wrapping up because I'm sure the manga has gone much further than this. I'm excited to see how this season ends and what they sort of set up for in a potential season 3, which I'm hoping / assuming there's going to be, given that it's been as well received as it has been.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they said there was going to be a season 3. Did I imagine that?
Google, show me this guy's balls, please.
Technically,
Vinland Saga season 3.
So earlier when you texted me,
why does it say the site can't be reached? Stop lying to me, Google. Okay, fine. I'll search it on my phone then. Season 3. As of March 2024, there's no official confirmation of a 3rd season of Vinland Saga, but character designer Takahiko Abiru has hinted that Thorfinn's journey will continue.
So that's good.
I'll take it.
I don't know if we want to bring this up, but so when you texted me earlier to say like, JK, we have 3 more episodes after this week.
Mm-hmm.
I opened up Netflix to like, you know, like, was I just seeing things wrong?
Confirm.
Yeah. And so scrolling down, it has those like 1 sentence descriptions of each episode, and I saw those. So we know, or at least I know, kind of where we're headed at least a little bit. Okay.
I don't want to know. I've gone to such great lengths to make sure I knew nothing going into this, and I want to keep it that way.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they put that much information in the descriptions, and so I know where the next few episodes are going, like what they're going to be about and where they will be.
Oh boy.
Which was not intentional, but
sometimes it do just be like that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else to say before we sign off for the evening?
I don't think so.
I think I have said my piece for the night. As always, thank you for watching. We appreciate each and every single one of you. We'll be back again next week.
The button. You
didn't push the button. Oh, yeah. This has once again been... Come on. This has been... It's buffering. Really?
It's looping.
Guess I'll die.
What are you doing?
Trying to play it. You play it. It's not working for me.
It just played 3 times in a row.
I heard nothing.
That's weird. I just had to pause it because it kept playing.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, check the recording back. That'll be interesting to see if only I heard it or if the recording picked it up.
Huh.
Do you not hear that?
No, I hear nothing.
Man. Interesting.
Try it again.
Hold on. Fascinating was the word I was looking for. Wow.
Fascinating. No, I have the volume turned up to 100 and I can't hear anything. What the fuck? Okay.
Anybody who's still watching, if you can confirm whether you hear it or if it's just
let us know.
I was surprised when you weren't doing the little dancey dance. Like
I know, I gotta do my little dancey dance. But apparently there will be none of that tonight because I can't hear our little jingle, which sucks.
That's weird.
And is very strange. But we will be back next week to talk about the actual final 3 episodes of Vinland Saga, and I'm looking forward to that. So we will see you then. Adios, everybody.